Today you're going to start your Pong game. So remember, once you log in, you're going to come up here to create. First thing you need to do is title it. Second thing you need to do is share it. Third thing you need to do is give me the link. Go take that to Google Classroom. Come back, go inside, find the tutorial. Oh, that's right. It's one of the weird ones not listed under games. So we're just going to have to use our eyeballs. Right here, Pong game.
You can use Scratch to make a Pong game. Bounce a ball, or something else, and score points to win. First, let's pick a backdrop. I'll pick this one. Let's choose an object to bounce around. I'll pick this ball. We can make the ball move with this block. Let's see what happens if we put it in a loop. Nice. Now, it seems to be stuck on the edge. Let's try adding this block. If on edge, bounce inside the loop. Okay, great. It's moving back and forth. Let's see if we can make it bounce at an angle. I'll make it point at an angle and start the code by clicking the green flag. Now, let's add another sprite that the player can use to hit the ball. I'll pick the paddle. I'll drag the paddle to the bottom, and I want the player to be able to move the paddle side to side by moving the mouse. So I'll make the paddle go across the stage when the mouse moves. And I'll add a green flag on top. Click the green arrow to find out how to hit the ball with the paddle, add a score, and more.
Like she said, let's click the green arrow to continue. Remember that they did show you a few other options like this soccer version, and I am totally okay with you using different options than shown for this one, only if you're really comfortable coding though, because it's easier to make mistakes when you start deviating from the example. Okay. So this one says add a backdrop. It shows you where to click. You technically get to choose whatever you want, but let's do neon tunnel if you're following me. Next, add a ball sprite. So I want to get rid of Scratch Cat so that he doesn't confuse me. And I want to add the ball sprite. Bounce around. Okay, so this is they led you through this in the video, but now you can see right here what to do. That's why they're being super quick about it. So we're just going to completely copy what we see. Okay, and test it out. Wonderful. Add a paddle. Perfect. Do realize that now you have two different sprites you're coding. The ball sprite does these actions. The paddle currently does no actions. It's important to remember what sprite you're coding and what code belongs to that sprite. Okay, so now we need to make sure that we've clicked the paddle in order to code the paddle. You can see their little image right up here. So this one here, it can be hard to find because technically you're using this block set x2, and currently it's, oh, that was y. Currently it's set at the coordinate that our x coordinate that our ball is at, but we're actually not going to use a coordinate. We're going to use a sensing block. So now you need to come over here to sensing, and you need to find mouse x, which just means where my mouse cursor is on the x axis. And I'm going to see how that's oval. I'm going to drag this into the spot where you can put in a different item. Okay, so that was not really explained, but that's how you do that. Next, select the ball sprite. Ball. Add code to bounce the ball off the paddle. So here's all of your new code. Again, they kind of showed you that in the video, which is why they're not doing it again. So I need to say when flag is clicked. Forever, this is important. We talked about it in my video previously. If we don't have this forever block, it's only going to count if it's touching the paddle the instant I say when flag is clicked. Forever lets me check throughout the whole running of the game. Okay, and notice the kind of puzzle piece right here. We need to fill that in with, again, a sensing block. Touching, it says mouse pointer currently, but we're still going to drag it out because we can select other options. And we're going to select the opposite sprite. If you see ball here, that means you're coding on the paddle. So you need to switch over to your ball. If touching paddle, turn 180, not 15, make sure you change that. 180 degrees, move 15 steps. These are things I'm going to be checking. And wait 0.5 seconds. Okay, next. Oh, let's try it. Okay, next. Add a score. Okay, so we've done this before. This shouldn't be new. You need to make the variable, call it score, and then they have you changing it over here. Just change score. Okay. Put it if it's touching. That's another thing that we want to happen if it's touching the paddle. Okay, good. They gave you a reset. So this means that anytime you run your game, I start with 0, which is important. We do not want this to be in a forever block because we only want to set it to 0 when I start my game. I'd really prefer it not happen throughout the game. That would be hard to do anything because it'd be always 0. Okay, so here's my blocks so far. Next, add the line sprite. Okay. So third sprite time, it's called line. You can just search it. Notice that when they added it, and this might be something they did in the paddle I missed because I noticed how low the paddle is. See how they take it and they drag it down to the bottom so that it's at the bottom. Let's just double check. Did I miss that on the, what did they not tell us? I don't think they told us that one, but we can take this paddle and move it down too. Now you can only do things like that, grab your sprite and just move it where you want in the coding area. Once you get to the project page, that's not an option that you have, which is why I play your games from the project page, because that's based on your code. I cannot drag and change anything from the project page, so something to realize and consider. All right, back to the line sprite. Okay. In my line sprite, notice how that's what's up in the corner, so I need to make sure I select my line. When flag is clicked, forever, if touching the ball, stop all. So if the ball ends up touching the red line, game is over. Oh, you can see where we're going with this. When flag is clicked, forever, if sensing, touching the ball, going back to control, stop all. And that's going to mean, well, I'll show you what it means. So now I can't move my paddle anymore. The score is not waiting for anything, and well, of course I can move it, but it stops moving around the screen. Okay, now at this point, it's really important to play your game. Don't turn it in and make me tell you that something doesn't function. You're able to see if something doesn't function. So click your green flag, play your game, maybe try to get as many points as you can. Make sure that your score is going up. Make sure that your ball is bouncing around. And now you need to lose so that you can check that. Everything has stopped. Nothing's moving anymore. And the next important thing, if I want to play again, does my score go back to 0? Yes. If your ball gets stuck on the red line, please check your code. There's a detail missing. Hint, hint. Stop. Next, project page. Never finished until you have your project page. Instructions. Pretty simple right now. Press the flag to begin. Don't let the ball, you can only say this if you use that sprite, touch the red line. Again, if it's something else, please tell me the real thing that it is. And this is a Scratch tutorial, so yeah, there's not a lot of credit going on. Your link should already be added to this assignment on Google Classroom, but if it's not, make sure that you've done this now. And remember, when I come in to grade your work, I do it from here. So it is important that you tell me to press the flag and that I don't need to move anything around. I will always play it twice to make sure that your score resets. Get to coding.